This video is going to be slightly different because I want to honor the start of my personal new year. I'm actually going to be turning 30, which sounds crazy to me. However, I want to talk about 30 things that I have learned during my sort of humble time on this earth, and hopefully it can shed some light for some things for you as well. So anyway, let's get to the video. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Michael Tabirade, high performance coach and mentor, and I help self-starters and ambitious professional millennials increase their productivity, enhance their performance, realize their priorities, and live their life on purpose. Now, if this is the first time you've come to my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get more videos like this. And as always, all the links are in the description below. Now let's get into the video. Now I'm going to get straight into the video. I'm not going to waste any time. So the first thing is to make sure that you commit to brutal honesty. I say this because I've realized in my life that when I haven't been honest to myself, it's been very, very difficult to get what I want. And so relating to honesty, committing to honesty, I've realized that I've been able to efficiently weed out the stuff that I don't need in my life and focus on things that actually truly matter, because once I connect with what truly is important to me, then I get to a point of living by my values, or at least my priorities, so to speak, and getting closer and closer and closer to my goals with a faster and higher rate of quality as well. So I say brutal honesty as opposed to just honesty. And I've seen this contrarian trait, so to speak, has enabled me to be a better communicator as well. So that's the first thing, brutal honesty. The second thing is to commit to a cause. Now, I've been saying this for a while now, but what this really means is that having the discipline to stick the course with a specific cause that you have in mind. And the reason why I say cause is because a cause is something that connects to your heart's desire. A cause is something that you're potentially passionate about. And so if you can commit to something that connects to your heart's desire, you're more likely going to be productive in that space, and you're more likely going to get the desired outcomes that you want to get. And even if they're not the desired outcomes, you will get results that will give you intelligence behind what you need to be doing going forward. And so committing to a cause is a fundamental rule I keep, at least, in order for me to be successful. The third thing is understanding that people make the difference. Now, I say this because whether you like it or not, people in your life actually promote success or degrade your success. And so if you have the right family members, the right friends, the right colleagues, the right mentors, the right coaches, the right whomever it may be, you're more likely going to get to where you need to get to. No man or woman is an island. And so as much as we sometimes feel like we don't need people, we also need people at the same time. And in the book Conversations with God, this is known as a divine dichotomy where, you need it, but you don't need it at the same time. So understand that people in your life make a huge difference. The next thing is making sure that you understand that your values guide you. In some instances, you should let your values guide you. Now, I say this with a caveat because your values are the things that you deem important. And so with that brutal honesty I spoke about at the beginning, it highlights how you've been making decisions. And so sometimes your values are good for you. Let's say, for example, it's integrity or honesty or whatever it may be. But if you have a primary aim in life, then specifically, those values may not be enough. You may need principles. And so at the first instance, you need to identify with what your core values are, because that really does decide, what sort of people you have in your life and what your committing to a cause looks like, or your primary aim is in life. So understand that you should live by your values, but you may want to evolve them into principles as well. The fifth thing is understanding that there are no real rules in life. And I say this with confidence because there aren't. Yes, there are sort of like guiding principles, there are laws, there are things that we abide by in society. But in essence, there are things that you can do based on choice. Now, I'm not talking about this from a consequentialist point of view, because of course there are consequences. I'm not saying there are no consequences. What I am saying is you get to decide whether you live by those rules or not that I set by you and for you. You get to decide. And so understanding this fundamental fact allows you to be in a position of freedom. And so understanding that there are no real rules in life, there are rules, but no real rules in life, means that there is a willpower that you can exert that enables you to actually maneuver in a different way. So sometimes these rules can be different experiences that we've had in our lives that create scripts and schemas known in psychology, where we follow certain patterns based on situations that have happened in our lives. And so understanding that you can actually break that code, it may be patient, it may be slow, but it's possible to break those rules and those codes. And so you have to understand what assumptions and what behaviors and what beliefs that you're living by that gives you a code of conduct or rules or set of rules that you're following. So these are some things to think about. The sixth thing is to understand that there is one eternal moment. I've always said the concept of time exists, but time itself doesn't necessarily, so to speak. And what I mean by that is there is an eternal space. There is an eternal moment. And so our sort of existence is living within that eternal moment. Why do I say this? Because if you understand that the past, the present, and the future are all part of the same thing, you understand how much control that you have. And so understanding that they're all aligned on this plane, whatever this plane is, gives you a sense of empowerment and confidence. Now, it doesn't mean that the past didn't exist, but what you remember of the past, remember, is part of your imagination. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, it just means it is now naturally part of your imagination. So the true moment that is the most important is the present one, which gives you choice, which gives you the power to change your course. The seventh thing is that opportunities are created. And I say this because once I've seen individuals who have done really, really well in their niche or their industry or, place of work, it's because they were proactive. And usually those opportunities have come because they understand that people make the difference. And so relying on luck alone is not enough. Relying on the fact that something magical is going to happen doesn't exist. Now, don't get me wrong, based on circumstances that occur in the world, luck may come in your favor, but those chances are extremely slim. And so if you're at the right place at the right time with the right people, with the right mindset, then you're in a position where you're creating opportunities. So always remember, if you want to go far in life, you need to create those opportunities. You need to make those connections. You need to learn those skills. You need to be able to do what you need to do in order to achieve those things. The eighth thing is to remember that you are more powerful than you think. Now, don't subscribe to this idea or notion that you don't have the ability to do certain things. Of course, there are certain advantages that individuals have based on genetics and environment and location, but you should never give up on something that you're truly passionate about. Now, that may seem as poor advice to some. Of course, it comes down to context, etc., etc. But even pushing that aside, it's really important to focus on the fact that there is a power, there is volition within you in order for you to make specific decisions. You need to hold that space. You need to have a certain level of self-awareness that enables you to understand this and actually act on this stuff. Don't subscribe to your past. Don't subscribe only to these ill conditions that you may have had in the past. So remember, you are more powerful than you think. The ninth thing is to understand that money management is really, really important. And I say this because as much as we say money is the root of all evil and it's not always about money, the reality is that money is the thing that enables you to get access. It accelerates things, it improves quality. This is the world we're living in right now. And so you need to be able to manage your money effectively. Whether this comes down to making money, whether this comes down to protecting your money, whether this comes down to growing your money, it comes down to money management at the end of the day. So focus on practicing and improving your money management skills. You can learn this stuff online. You can get a financial advisor. You can watch things on YouTube. You can read different books. You can get something like Money Dashboard as an example to monitor your finances. And again, if you want to learn more about this, then you can check out this video where I talk about these finances and break it down. So money management is an important skill. The 10th thing to understand is that unfortunately, some people like to dim your shine. I don't understand why this is. This may be down to jealousy. This may be down to the fact they don't like your vibe. This may be down to the fact that you've done something, maybe you've realized or didn't realize, and they just don't want you to prosper. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Now, you can't let this put you down because this is the reality of life. Not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to want to support you. However, you need to be able to callous your mind in such a way where you build the right level of resilience, where you're going to do what you said you're going to do long after the feeling is gone, regardless of how people feel about you. Now, don't lean into small sort of like micro things. And I've done this before in the past. It doesn't help. It's not good for your mental health. It's easier said than done, but if you have people you can talk to, you can actually express yourself to, then it helps manage the situations where you are overthinking or rightly thinking about these different individuals. If people dim your shine, it's your responsibility to make sure that you have the blinders on and you focus on making sure that you shine as brightly as possible, because at the end of the day, you are a candle that needs to be burnt. You're a candle that needs to show its shine. You're a candle that needs to show its light to the world. And so it's important for you to maintain the right level of established set of attitudes, your mindset, in order for you to succeed. So remember that fact, but don't let it put you down. The 11th thing to understand is that patience is heavily underrated. Now, what do I mean by this? If you think about many things, whether it is starting your business, whether it's doing content, whether it is your career, whether you are investing in the stock market, whether you are exercising, what does it require? It requires a certain level of patience, and of course many other things as well, such as consistency. But patience is underrated. If you can learn to be patient and have the end in mind, even in the smallest actions, you will go far, because most people are not patient in this world. And so develop the discipline and art of staying the course. Now, the intelligence part comes into play because you have to be able to understand what doesn't look right and what does look right. And that comes down to your values and your goals, because that gives you a set of measuring units or points to look at. But in the same instance, patience is what will get you an understanding of what you've actually done. People admire patience in society, and the thing is, they don't admire it in the short term, but over a long length of time, you become that OG, you become that person that people look towards. And so think about how you can be more patient. What structures can you put in place? What people can you speak to? How can you maintain the right level of habits to continue doing the course and actually get the outcomes that you desire? The 12th thing is that it takes time to build a masterpiece. Now, I know it's related to patience, but you could be patiently stupid. That's the truth. So if you're able to understand what your goals are and you build in that intelligence because you've done the right level of research, you've done your planning and strategy, you've spoken to different types of people, you've got a good understanding of, let's say, your market or what you're aiming to do, you know you're building a masterpiece. You know it takes time. So don't just rush things because the market or other people within your industry are doing those things. You are unique. I know it sounds crazy. We're all the same and not the same at the same time. And so people will be drawn to you, especially if you're building a masterpiece. It takes time. It takes time to build a masterpiece. So trust in your ability, trust in your patience, and trust that you will get there. Because again, Michelangelo didn't do all of his paintings. Well, maybe he did do it in a day, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is it took time to get to that level. It took time to get to that level, and just appreciate that time. Really, really important. The 13th thing is to commit to mass imperfect action. Don't be a perfectionist. I say being a perfectionist is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It can slow you down to the point where you don't do anything because you feel like you're failing. But at the same time, there's an appreciation of detail that a perfectionist has. Now, here's the caveat. You have to be able to take enough action where you get enough results to understand what's happening. This is why I say commit to mass imperfect action, because perfection will slow you down. Because once you get that data, then you can understand, actually, this is how I can make it perfect, so to speak. For me, perfection is more in the action that you take, as opposed to the ideal or ideology of that thing. No one can ever necessarily reach perfection in that sense, but through taking action, through reality, through existing, that's where perfection comes into play. So take mass imperfect action, because you'll get closer to where you need to get to at a faster, but more importantly, more quality rate. So don't mistake this for just taking shoddy action. Take this as, no, you're experimenting in order for you to move closer to your goal. The 14th thing is to understand that everyone's yay is different. Okay? What I mean by that is, you are not me and I am not you. We are two different people. And so really crystallizing and understanding this at its core is fundamental to your success, because even though there are many different cookie cutter businesses out there, even though there are many different versions of different people, we're all still different. And so understanding that difference, but also acknowledging our similarities as well, is what will make you go far, because you realize that your road and your journey is different. And that's how it's supposed to be. If everything was the same, there would be no life, because everything would be the same. There would be no animation, there would be no movement, there would be no dynamism. And so at your core, whether you're looking at people on social media or not, or whether you're comparing yourself to people or not, your yay is different. And be proud to own that difference, because that's what will make you stand out if that is what you want. The 15th thing is to never stop learning. Always be learning. And I say this because learning has put me in a position of expertise. It has given me confidence. It has enabled me to understand things about stuff that I thought I would never understand. And so for me, my learning accelerated between, I would say, 2011 and obviously now in 2021. It's a long time to learn. Reading through many different books, whether that's actually physically reading them or listening to them, or watching stuff online, or speaking to different people, or taking courses. Always be learning, because at the end of the day, when you accumulate all this information, it assimilates into your mind, so it becomes second nature. So you talk about it, so you act upon it, so you do things that allow you to basically do things that you've never done before, essentially. So learning is power, learning is acceleration, learning is growth, and never stop learning. Sometimes we can feel lazy. I understand, especially in the situation where burnout is a real thing. We're extremely busy. We're exposed to so many different stimuli based on things online. However, take time out of your day to learn, even if it's for 15 minutes. The 16th thing is to not be afraid to be different. Do not be afraid. Claim and own your difference. You may be different in so many different ways. It may be your race, ethnicity, your gender preference, your sexuality. It could be all this different stuff. It could be the niche or business that you're focusing on. Claim it and own it, because once you don't, you're imprisoned. There is no freedom when you're trying to be something else, when you're not comfortable in your own skin. And for a long time, I was in a situation where I felt like I was imprisoned, and I felt like I couldn't be myself because I was trying to do a business, or was trying to do something else that fit the sort of like structure of what the world appeared to want. But what about what I want? I mean, yeah, I understand this whole thing about serve towards your market and everything else, but I need to be happy doing what I'm doing as well. And so that happiness comes from being authentic. That happiness comes down to being honest to myself and to other people. That happiness comes down to aligning myself to things that really complement my values and therefore my principles as well. So don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to stand out, because that may be something that someone needs in order for them to believe in themselves and encourage them to move forward in this life. The 17th thing is sticking to your principles. Now, sometimes your principles may be unpopular. That's a fact. I mean, there are things that I've done because I needed to stick to my principles, because in my hearts of hearts, I believed something was wrong. And that may have cost me a friendship. That may have cost me a relationship. Now, it's not that I don't care. That's the wrong thing to say. But if I understand what integrity looks like to me, I have a certain grounding so people know what to expect. And if people know what to expect, there is a certain level of consistency. And with that consistency comes improved and increased trust and rapport and better relationships. And so essentially that's what I want. And so even though your principles may make you unpopular, the mature amongst the crowd will respect you for why you stuck to your principles. The mature will see the bravery in what you have done. And it's not about getting kudos or whatever it is. It's about living a life that you can honestly say that you're proud of and happy with. So don't compromise if you don't have to compromise. Stick to your principles even if it makes you unpopular. The 18th thing is to understand that it's okay to quit. I know that doesn't sound like a motivational thing, but this is not necessarily just about motivation, so to speak. These are my experiences. Many people don't know that I actually quit my job. And I quit my job because it got to a point of realization that I wanted to align more to my values. I wanted a certain level of flexibility and freedom. There were certain values within a certain space within my work, and I love, my team colleagues and everything else, but there was certain space that didn't connect with my values. And so it accelerated that thinking. Now, was I afraid to quit? I wouldn't say the word was afraid, but I realized it wasn't behavior that I usually, commit to. But it has been such a freeing experience. It has allowed me to focus on doing what I want to do more. It has allowed me to actually have flexibility in terms of how I make money. And so I don't have to follow the way everyone else does it. I can follow a beat that makes sense for me. And so don't be afraid to quit if you need to, whether this is a metaphorical context or whether this is a literal context as well. Because if things don't align to you, this is where you start to get burnout. That is a symptom of burnout, if things don't align. And how do you cure burnout? Well, the reality is you quit or you take a really long break. So sometimes quitting is the best option. Don't be afraid to do it. You can do it. It's not going to be the end of the world. You can reset, reassess, and reapply when necessary. So don't be afraid to quit. The 19th thing is that self-preservation drives behavior. I picked this up in my work as a commissioner for the public health team for the NHS, and I just realized that people do things to survive. Now, the degree at which that form of self-preservation is exposed is different. Some people may reveal it quicker, some people may reveal it later. Now, usually I found that when people reveal it quicker, I don't want to say there's a weaselly nature to them, but they're a bit snaky, let's be real. But people who reveal it later is usually because they're compromised in terms of their values. And so you can usually see when people hold it out, and it says a lot about people's character. But what I've realized is that self-preservation, protecting and surviving oneself is what drives behavior, even if it's at a micro level or macro level. And so learning how to understand and observe this puts you at good stead if you're trying to basically understand how you can maneuver in your concrete jungle, let's say within business or work. The 20th thing is to not take relationships for granted. I do not take my relationship with my partner or my mother or my father or my sister or my family members or my friends or my work colleagues or even my coachees, my coaching clients, or even acquaintances for granted. I understand the role that each relationship has in my life and how it impacts me. I can't take that for granted because people apply effort and energy towards having conversations with me or allowing me to understand things or encouraging me or whatever it may be. They don't have to do this stuff, but they do this stuff. It has made me the person that I am. They've contributed towards my life. And so understanding that, whether that contribution is negative or positive, makes me realize that I can't take these relationships lightly. I have to take them seriously. I have to. I know I can do better in many different instances, but I can't take it for granted. So this is a public message to say, I respect and appreciate every single relationship that has come into my life. I really appreciate it because it has made me the man that I have become. And so, yeah, this is a thank you. The 21st thing is understanding that personal development is more important than you think. Now, I've been a huge advocate for personal development probably since maybe 2008, 9, maybe, I'm guessing. And yeah, 2008 and 9, I was just thinking about that. Anyway, but I say this because I've been on so many different journeys. And it's not just about reading books. It's not just about going to seminars or everything else like that. It is about the experiences that you have and how you learn from those different experiences. What does that say about your character? And what does that say about how you want to move forward? The ability to reflect, the ability to assimilate, the ability to recognize and observe how life has been for you is an important skill to have. It's an important habit to have because it contributes to your personal development. Personal being it is in relation to you, and development meaning some sort of growth or learning or whatever it may be. So yes, there are more formal things that you could do in terms of your personal development, such as getting a coach or mentor or getting courses, etc., etc. But there are also the experiences from life itself that you can get. And being able to reflect upon that and organize your thinking in such a way to understand where you're at is an important skill. And that's what separates the men from the boys. That's what separates the women from the girls, because there is a maturity about life that they appreciate based on that reflection. The 22nd thing is to watch what people say and not what they do. People can lie, okay? People can really lie under the sun. And it's not that necessarily they want to, or some may argue they do on some sort of like smaller or bigger level, but they may be afraid. They may be afraid of the outcomes. They haven't trained themselves or conditioned themselves to understand what honesty looks like. Now, this is not just about lying, but this is all to say, if you watch what people say, your communication improves and you can understand human behavior better. Why is this important? Because you're in a position of, again, survival, self-preservation, understanding how to maneuver, understanding how to influence and negotiate, understanding where people feel like they're put under pressure, understanding the situations that trigger those specific cues and routines. So watch what people say, because again, it could save your life, but more importantly, it makes you a better communicator as well. The 23rd thing to say is that life is one big experiment. Now, I've said this to people before. I see myself as the protagonist scientist, so to speak. What does that really mean? I am the scientist in the center of my life. And so with that in mind, I have to be able to observe life in such a way where I can get or yield specific results. Now, what is that dependent upon? That's going to be dependent upon a hypothesis. I have an idea that I will make X amount of money, or I will become this type of person. Okay, that's the hypothesis. We need to see if that exists or whether that can be realized. What's the methodology? Okay, that comes down to the research, speaking to different people, understanding what you want, being clear about your objectives, setting out their actions. And then after that, it comes down to your results. You look at your results and you understand what the facts are, what works and what doesn't work. And so once you've done all of that stuff, you can make a conclusion. The conclusion is what determines how you move forward in life. Apologies, they're sirens. Maybe they're after me. I don't know. Won't bloody shut up. I'm trying to do a 30 video here. Anyway, I'll keep it moving. So here, what we're saying is that having a scientific mind allows you to approach life in a different way. In a way that enables you to yield more results, because you're looking at data and using that data to make decisions going forward. You're not just making emotional decisions, even though a lot of decisions we make are based on emotion. You're using facts to help you be more informative. The 24th thing is to say that life is as fair as it's gonna get. That may sound like a wicked statement, but for me, it's true. Whether life is very bad for you, whether it's very good for you, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a success, life is life. It's basically saying it is what it is. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it should stay that way, but what it does mean is that life is as fair as it's going to get. So, with that level of acceptance comes changes. Now, in the coaching world, there's something known as emotional agility, where you may be feeling something, you recognize specifically what that feeling is, and then you get to a point of acceptance, and then you act upon your values. I say this to say that acceptance is key for decision making and knowing how to respond when it comes to different situations. You can't move forward if acceptance isn't part of your mindset at that stage. So it's very important to understand that life is as fair as it's ever going to get. And once you accept that, then you will start to move forward. Then you'll understand how things work. That level of resilience is key. That level of awareness is fundamental to your personal growth. The 25th thing is to say that having a tribe makes life so much easier. Having people you can bank on, having people you can laugh with, having people you can talk to makes life so much easier. So do not waste friendships. Do not just throw friendships away. Do not be in a position where you're giving people sort of like really, really difficult standards or whatever it may be. Be forgiving, be understanding. Obviously, don't be taken for a mug, but in the same instance, you have to have the right level of balance, because having people in your life make life more worthwhile. That is the point. There's no point being rich and successful and doing all this stuff if you don't have anyone around you. I always come down to this. If I grow, old and aged and everything else, I want to be around people that I love and love me, because it makes life funner. It makes life more worthwhile. It's something to look forward to. And so continuing to build strong, solid relationships really makes life worthwhile. So make sure that you build your tribe and you stick to them. The 26th thing to say is that sometimes increasing your productivity is the wrong thing to do. Now, you can improve your productivity, but to increase it, I don't know about that. I think we're pretty busy as it is. Many people are getting burnt out. Many people are getting tired. Many people are fed up. There are so many things happening. People are feeling anxious. People are feeling depressed. So increasing productivity may not be the best thing. Now, you may want to be more efficient. You may want to improve your productivity, but taking on more stuff, okay, is not the best thing to do. And so think carefully about what you're trying to do. It comes back to that brutal honesty. It comes down to understanding what your priorities are in life. As I say at the beginning of every single YouTube video, I help you realize your priorities. I'm saying that for a reason. Because once you understand your priorities, then you understand the rule of one. And then you can focus more on what matters. Focus more on what matters, rather than trying to put more onto your plate. Now, the 27th thing is knowledge is not necessarily power. Now, many people have said that in the past, and people usually say understanding is, etc., etc. We know that, or the application of knowledge is power. We've heard it all before. But I would like to say, sometimes the power lies in the people you know. We see this in the workplace all the time. So cultivating good relationships, knowing how to work and respond and communicate with different people is really important in this life. The more people you know, the better quality relationships you have, the faster things will happen for you. I've just seen it. It doesn't matter whether you're in a business world or in a career world or whatever it is. People make the difference, as I stated before. So yes, knowledge can be power, but people are more powerful, I would say. Knowing the right people get you into the right doors quicker and better. The 28th thing to say is that willpower is never enough, okay? Willpower is great if you have discipline, but it's not enough. You need to be able to create the right structures and micro environments that are conducive to your goal. What do I mean by this? So rather than, let's say, for example, saying I'm going to go to the gym and hoping you just get up and go, maybe you actually go to bed in your gym clothes, or you have your gym bag next to your bed. What I'm doing there is positioning things in such a way where I'm increasing the likelihood of me taking part in the action or desire that I want to take. So willpower is never enough. Once you understand that fundamental truth, then there is more you're going to do, because you'll be in more control of your environment. In psychology, this is known as self-determinism, where they basically explain the balance between willpower and also this idea of your environment and your genes and you just having stuff as well. The 29th thing is to say that success is made by design. This is really what I was trying to say in this last part. Now, in addition to what I said before, it's also about planning and strategy. Now, people can write plans for days. I'm not talking about writing a 50-page business plan or whatever it is, even though I've done that before. But what I'm saying to you is that if you have intention back behind what you're doing, you can design your life or lifestyle in such a way where you can actually yield specific results. So let's say, for example, you're trying to plan your year. Do you understand what each quarter looks like? Do you understand what month or week looks like? Roughly specific to your primary aim or the course that you're committing to. So this is all to say that don't be afraid of planning. You may be this elaborate, multifaceted creative, but structure does help. Success comes by design. Many successful individuals, if we're using finances as a metric, is very much by design. If we're using physique, okay, or weight loss as a metric, it's by design. It wasn't done by luck. There was expert knowledge that was applied that enabled that person to succeed. And the 30th thing is that intelligent consistency yields outcomes. Intelligent consistency. You can consistently be doing dumb stuff, okay? Like, you don't want to be that person. But intelligent means you grab data in such a way that affects what you do. That's what intelligence is, really. Is getting inferences to understand or to assimilate or know how to respond, how to move forward. And so if you're trying to build your brand, if you're trying to build your business, if you're trying to lose weight, capture data, monitor it, qualitative or quantitative, and do not stop. Keep on going. Do not stop. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if you have to do something. Work the hours. It's only for a little bit, because it's not going to stay that way. Consistency yields results. I don't want you to stop, because even though my friends may say I'm very consistent, I would beg to differ. I don't think I am. I think I may give that appearance because I'm always working at something, but I used to get shiny eye syndrome. where I would bounce to different ideas because this seemed to work well because this is the new thing that works. No, work on things that focus on being as consistent as possible. And that really comes down to your daily habits. Whenever setting goals, your system is the habits that you keep and the environment that enables you to keep those habits or sustain those habits. So be intelligent with your consistency and don't give up because people are banking on you. If not anyone, you're banking on yourself to succeed. And why not? I've done 30 things. I might as well throw in a bonus. Think less and do more. There are times where I overthink scenarios and I overthink how I should do stuff. But when I just do it, I know how I need to respond. This kind of relates to mass imperfect action. So refrain from the thinking. I'm not saying don't think at all, but refrain from the, oh, what if this and what if that and all of that stuff. Take action, because those actions will reveal results that will embed an understanding that enables you to understand what action you need to take going forward. Okay, so don't be a coward. Don't be afraid. You have more than it takes. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to succeed. And so in most circumstances, the action that you take will not kill you. Okay, of course, disclaimer, I don't want anyone to sort of, but you said. The point I'm making here is that taking action is important because it gives you something to work with. Whereas if you're just theorizing all the time, you will never get anywhere. You just won't. So hopefully you've enjoyed these 30 things that I have learned throughout my 30 years on this earth in honor of starting my personal new year. Again, if you want to find other videos like this, albeit this was quite a unique video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're interested in coaching and you want to improve your high performance, again, click on the link below for more information. And until next time, should I say, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.